Hi, Alex Biggs from Drum Bass, and today I'm going around to see a mate who's just bought some Adam A77Xs. Looking forward to going around to see his studio. He's a professional keyboard player, also does a bit of mixing as well, so these seem pretty ideal from what he said. So I'm looking forward to having a little listen. And this is Jace.
Hello, how are you doing?
So you had them how long? 2 days?
Yeah,
3 days?
Yeah, a couple of days. Quite fresh and clean out of the box. So far, very happy.
Very happy. And why did you get these? Because you, like me, had the KRK.
Yeah, the KRKs, just the VXTs.
VXT6s, wasn't it? Yeah.
And
we were happy with those.
Very good speakers.
But so what's the difference, do you find?
I think the difference is it's definitely more of a stereo spread and easier to sort of position instrument in a mix with these Adam speakers, monitors.
Yeah, because I think I found that the KRK sounded awesome, as I've said in the other videos, but they just sound good, but you can't place instruments in a mix. And I think that's the difference, because this is a step up from those, isn't it? Because it's like double the price.
Yeah,
they're about, how many? 1,500? Was it a pair?
Just under 1,500, yeah. Yeah, about 1,450.
Nice,
They do vary, but definitely a great speaker to upgrade from KRKs.
It's really hard to go from the KRKs or the Yamaha HS8s or 6s into something else, because then there's a massive jump, but these are just fit nicely, don't they? Because you wanted the freeway speakers.
Yeah.
Now these are freeway because on the right side is your bass driver, even though it's the same size as that, but what they've got is a crossover that makes that one come in on the lows and then that one on the mids, and then you've got your ribbon tweeter, so you can definitely tell when you're next to the speakers where the frequencies are coming from. And I don't think the mix is as separated as the heads I've got, but I think that's probably because you've only just got them and you've got to move them away from the wall, haven't you?
Well, yeah, well, you've got to remember the heads are twice as expensive, and I think what Adam have done good with these monitors, they've priced them where it's the next step up price range, so people can sort of go up the ladder. I go straight to the top professional ones, which obviously 3,000 plus 10,000, whatever you want to spend.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Because the the monitors have got 5 times the price of my other ones, and it was just such a wrench paying that much money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they sound really good, and if you've got, I think, clients coming in, they definitely work because they're sort of a midfield almost monitor rather than near field, so they just sound so much bigger. Because you said it just fills the room.
I think even just playing keyboard through them, you can even make your keyboard sound a bigger sound, very clear. So even people do buy them for mixing, but they're also great to have just as your normal sort of PA system, if you want to call it that, in the studio. And it's all quite how big your studio is, because if you need a bit of room for the sound to sort of find its place, but if you sit in between the two monitors in the right space, it really is an impressive sound.
Yeah, no, they do sound really good. Excellent. Okay, well, let's see how you get on and let us know how you do. And also, you've got the KRK sub, which does work all right, doesn't it, with them?
It does. The KRK sub is a bit. It can be a bit OTT. I think I've got it on one, but it's a great sub. You just got to be careful you don't put too much space in it.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, because we turned it down a bit so that you can't really hear it, but then when it's off, you notice something's gone.
It's another great thing if you've got keyboard synthesizers. It does really beef up the sound as well. So, but just be cautious with mixing with them.
And you definitely wanted, like me, you wanted the freeway speakers, and you do notice a difference, didn't you?
A big difference, yeah. And that's the problem when you buy new monitors, especially in the lower range. You don't really see a lot of difference between. I guess monitors maybe under £600, but when you start doubling, going up to over £1,000 on higher, you do see a big difference, especially with the Hedd speakers, which you own. you know, you're going into professional quality stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely makes mixing a bit easier. But okay, then, mate. All right. Well, thanks for that.
Great.
See you later. Okay, so after hearing and seeing Jace, it was great to catch up, see his studio, see his new monitors. I really was impressed with them, and again, you know, you can't fault the reviews. So many great reviews on these. People absolutely love these speakers, and rightly so. I mean, for the price, you're getting a lot of speaker. They are really, really good. The things I like about them is that the buttons on the front. I can never understand why companies that make monitors always put them at the back. They're so awkward to get to when you want to turn them off. I mean, they could have the logo as a light, so you push it, turn the speakers on, the light comes on. I'm not a speaker designer, what do I know? But hey, that's what I would do. The other thing I thought was really good about them was they looked all right. They were pretty good. The sound was pretty good, and they just did the job quite well, really. Obviously, Adam have got a flagship ones that are 3-4 times the price, so the detail in those would probably be, well, it will be a lot better. They've got an extra mid-range speaker, so you're going to get better sound, so don't think these are the be all and end all. The other thing on the negative sides, I think you need a sub with these to double check, because people now, you know, 20-30 years ago had little 7-watt speakers mono in a TV, but now they've got, you know, surround systems, or they've got TVs with sound bars and they go quite low. So unfortunately you've got to mix quite low and check there's nothing in there that you don't know, and if you can't go lower then you can't hear it. So I think they go down to 38 Hertz. There's not going to be a lot down there, but you know, I think having a sub would be a good thing to add to these, because definitely when Jace put the sub on you could hear a difference, and there was just a nice low end and it filled the speaker's void a little bit, so you might want to factor that in. Again, you don't have to, it depends on what you're doing with them, but definitely a sub would enhance those monitors. I think most monitors, unless there's some monitors that obviously go down a lot lower to 26 Hertz or 20 Hertz, which you don't need to go any lower, so you don't need subs. Yeah, so that was good. What else? Yeah, the sound is detailed, but not as detailed as the Hedd speakers that I got, but not far off. Again, the more you pay at a certain price point, the less improvement you're going to get. So from your £500 speakers or $500 speakers up to your $1,500 or $1,200, you're going to get a big jump, and you're going to notice it. So definitely, if you're into mixing and listening, then it's worth getting that sort of price point. And then if you want that little bit extra, you go and double it again, like I did, up to the $3,500 or $3,500 range. And then if you're top professional, you probably go 10,000, just so that you don't miss a trick, and you can probably master with some of those speakers at a certain level anyway. But that's my thoughts anyway. I hope this really helped you, guided you a little bit. Monitoring is really confusing, but don't forget, at the bottom, or at the end of the day, the most important thing is really your room, your listening environment. Because what Jace had wasn't ideal, because obviously they were quite close to an untreated wall. So he would definitely benefit from a bit more treatment, which I think is in the pipeline, to make that transition to get those sounding better. So bear in mind, your room is, I think, up to 50% of your speakers. So people always say spend it on the room before the speaker. So just bear that in mind. There's a lot to spend, unfortunately. If you're into studios, it's never ending. You're always chasing that perfection, but then, you know, that's us, I guess, as you know, musicians, we're always after that. But anyway, as I say, I hope it helps. Didn't ramble on too much, and I've got some more videos coming up, so you know, if you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. And give me the thumbs up, not the thumbs down, if you can. All right, thanks, bye.